Record there. Record here. Ready to go. Yes. Okay, I will start. So I'm Nicolas, David, and at the Centre for Conscious Ascension, for some of you who haven't met me before. And this webinar is about manifesting a healthy world given what's going on. We're going through a great awakening. It came to me in the first week we had lockdown, amongst all the fear that was being promoted by the media, that we need to actually take action as light workers and change the reality, the nature of the reality. Because our greatest power is our collective ability to manifest whatever we wish as a human consciousness. So rather than give in to the agenda of call it the dark side, I was watching Star Wars last night, whatever you want, I thought we could go on the light side and create a different reality, because there are more of us than there are of them, and they are not doing too well at the moment out there. So the purpose of this is to use the manifestation process I've taught some of you already in one of the previous webinars to basically create a healthier world, to create the reality we collectively as light workers in humanity wish to have, rather than what's being presented at the moment. Because many people are being drawn into the fear-based stuff that's out there. So we're going to cut through that and create a high frequency reality for ourselves and for as many people as possible. And hopefully reduce the number of people who are falling ill or worse to the coronavirus. So that's why I'm here. It just came to me from my team just to do this. So just want to hear briefly from some of you guys how you are doing, just very briefly, a few words, just to so I can get a feel for where you are, and also briefly what brought you here, what's your desire for this, and we're going to collectively blend our intent, and then we're going to start the manifestation process we use. And then after the manifestation process, we'll use divine healing, which most of you are familiar with, but not all, so I will explain it, to actually clear whatever comes up. So when we focus on what we want to create, our ego will, the idea especially to throw out all your fears, whatever's in there. Usually it's past life stuff or death by plague. I had a bunch of that the other week. On or off planet, so that you can actually function better and create a different higher consciousness reality for everyone on Earth. So anyone can start. So who would like to share this wave? Alana.
I'm doing great. I feel like this is a really good time for us to kind of share a different perspective, like you said, which is why I'm here, because I want to do this with as much grace as possible, because I find I'm going through waves of trying to share something and just being attacked, which is usual for me. But I'd like to do it with as much love as possible, saying, you know what, let's look at this from a different angle so that we can come out in the best way. And so that's why I'm here. So thank you.
Okay. Yeah. So a great awakening is happening, and this is the last, speaking of being attacked, this is the last sort of throes of the dark forces or the cabal or the Illuminati. I don't want to talk about it so blatantly, but basically we're probably heading for three days at least of media blackout, of no internet or phones. It started to happen in England already. Some of the internet providers have gone down. One's gone down, Sky, partially, where they will go and arrest all these people. I think there was a military operation just down the road. There was a big Chinook helicopter, 11:30, with a very bright light hovering over a big house. So something was happening just down the road here. So basically all these people will be arrested, and then they're probably going to explain to us what's been going on. So there'll be a massive disclosure of what's really been happening in the world. And your job as light workers will be to help those who are going to wake up to the pretty serious stuff these people have been doing for thousands of years. And the truth is going to be released somehow. And they're going to need some help to cope with that. So that's where you come in, okay, in terms of holding the space of higher consciousness. Because it's going to be quite massive what's going to happen. This is the biblical end times, if you want to call it that. This is the 3 days of darkness they talk about in the Bible. It's now. It's a digital darkness. And So we are here to hold the light, hold the consciousness to create a better world. That's our job. That's why we were born. That's why we came. We came for this, to take Earth into a completely different reality. And it's happening in front of our noses. So be part of it. Focus on what you want to create, not what they tell you should feel or do or fear. And this is how we change what's going on here. Who wants to go next? Okay, Thiru. Just say where you are as well. That's the other thing, yeah.
Sure. I'm in South Africa, and I've been doing a lot of divine healing on myself, and I find at times there's been stuff that's come up for the collective consciousness. So initially there was fear and a lot of anxiety associated with that. There was a lot of heartache that came up, and I managed to work through that in a couple of sessions. Of late, what I'm picking up is a sense of feeling quite lost and a fear of the unknown. So I'm hoping that in today's session, we'll, with the power of this group, we'll be able to shift that fear and anxiety as well.
Yeah, we will definitely work on the fear thing, because it was driving me a bit crazy about a week or two ago. All right, thank you. Who wants to go next? Three international.
Yes, Nicolas, Ina here.
Sorry.
Hi, Nicolas, Ina. I am in California.
Yeah.
And I did join your divine healing session a couple of years ago, and then continue enlightened body with Barbara. So during this time, I initially was angry that was all lie. I knew it intuitively, and trying to put two and two together, and then of course find my tribe, just like you all guys, and trying to figure out what is it my role in it and how can I help. No fear, but definitely kind of a desire for some kind of action from my side, and trying to spread the word and help people to understand what's really happened behind this cover up. That's all.
Okay, thanks, Ina. All right, Coralie. So California, we're now going to India. So.
Hi, I'm in New Delhi, India, and here the government has been very strict. Here they gave us only 4 hours to prepare for a lockdown, and the middle classes are doing okay, but the poor people of India have created a lot of hype and a lot of panic. So they've all decided to go back to their home states, and all the borders are shut, and they don't have food, they don't have water. Some people are dying because of the cold. Some people are dying because the police are spraying insecticides on them. So there's quite a lot of panic here. And there's quite a lot of unsurety of what's going to happen after the lockdown is over. So I feel a lot of fear. Not in my house, because I do a lot of healing in my house, but in the complex, there was a person who was positive, who has corona. So all the neighbors were messaging each other and saying we should have they want the whole tower sanitized, they want the whole complex sanitized, only because of one case. So there's a lot of panic and a lot of fear. So I would also like to know what I can do so that there's a little bit of peace, or there is a little bit of because as of now I've been protecting Delhi, because I do those prayers you said. I've been putting a shield around Delhi, yes.
Yeah.
And that is why there are not many cases in Delhi. Most of the cases are outside, who come from outside into Delhi. But there's a lot of panic. And I would like to maybe learn something which can help people to calm down and think rationally, and not say, okay, I have to go back home. I don't have any money. Nobody's going to help me. So is there anything which I can do?
Well, you can take this process, which will be on the video, and you can do it on Delhi afterwards.
Okay.
Specifically.
All right.
Yeah.
Because I love my city, and it's I don't want it to be, lots of death because of something which could have been avoided. Especially in India, there are a lot of poor people, and already there have been a lot of death, which to me is very useless. You know, some people have died because they couldn't feed themselves, and others because it was cold, and it hurts me when there were people.
Yeah, well,
People die like that.
we'll give you the tool, and you can apply this. You guys can apply it to specific areas if you want.
All right,
Well,
thank you so much.
okay. Anyone else want to share before we start? Okay,
Hi, Nicolas.
Valerie. Oh, we'll go Valerie, then we'll go Graham.
Hiya,
Yeah,
can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So for me, the reason I'm here is, oh, sorry, my cat is vocal. For me, you know, there was fear 2-3 weeks ago, financial fear, lack of trust, lack of self-worth. How am I gonna, you know, make it? So that was very self-centered, I'm aware. But then we did the soul contract reading training, and it kind of gave me a new perspective and more positive. But I'm sure, you know, we can do more for our group. We can do more for our area. I'm in the UK, and for the world. So that's why I'm here today.
Thank you. Graham?
Hi, I'm based in an area called the Yorkshire Dales in the UK, which is near Leeds, is the biggest city, but we're out in the countryside, thankfully. So it's quite peaceful out here, which is great. But yes, I've been through similar emotions of kind of fear and distrust about, you know, this lockdown that's going on and things that are the dark side, if you like, are trying to roll out in the background whilst we're all hemmed up in our homes. However, I am, you know, connected into all the kind of David Wilcock type of thing and other people listening in onto the astrological goings on in the skies and things, and can appreciate there's great change going on. I guess I have a bit of reservation, I suppose, that if this is actually all going to come good at the end of the day. That's my biggest thing. Despite everything I'm hearing from people, it's that, you know, will it actually happen type of energy that I think I've got going around a bit at the moment. So I'm here to add to the light, you know, and to help move us forward and support those people that are doing good work for us all. So yeah, that's my kind of position, as it were.
Thank you, Graham. Anybody else want to contribute? Gerline?
So for me, it was very real. My daughter got it about 3 weeks back when the virus had just come in. And she had all the symptoms. And as a mother, I was very fearful inside, but I was trying not to, I was observing my fear, my worry, but I wasn't trying to attach myself to the fear. The divine healing, I did the special grids every day. I visualized angels every day to heal her. We had to self-isolate her in her room for 4-5 days. And I think even that, being alone in the room, was also bringing her more down. And she kept on saying, "Mommy, this is making me more ill, just being on my own in the house, you know." And but after about 6 days, on the 6th day, she just woke up one morning and whoops, all the symptoms were completely gone. Like she was never ill. So, and I really, from there, my belief in divine healing, the angels, a lot of healing and a lot of special goods out there, it like kind of reassured me that this thing really works. And then I think you're still thinking that, you know, and then the news are coming, you know, our next door neighbor, you know, the wife passed away, few of the family, the relations are passing away from it. So it's very real, silent and deadly. So I think it's definitely the fear of the unknown, that, you know, how big is this going to be, this tragedy, you know, in masses. And because I experienced it firsthand with my daughter, and it helped to recover. I'm here, Nicolas, to see, how can I do this more for other people out there?
Okay, thank you. What we're going to do as part of the manifestation is we're going to send love to the DNA of the virus, because it is a man-made virus, not a natural thing. And Dr. Bruce Lipton showed that through pure love and emotion and thought, you can change the DNA, so that's an integral part of what we're going to do. So we're going to change the DNA of all of it, wherever it is in the world. It's another part of the meditation the team said for me to do. So just proactively manifest what we desire, not what's been imposed upon us. So, anyone else want to share why they're here? Okay, Tina, and then Janet.
My name is Tina. I'm in Williamsburg, Virginia. What's happening right now, as I finally do some catching up on many of the links that have been shared within group communities, all of what's happening right now feels like the culmination of subjects that I've studied at length in the past. And it's like, oh my gosh, stuff is here. It's happening. Like you said, this is the biblical end times. I'm a massage therapist, and in Virginia, we've been shut down till June 10th. So I've been calling everybody on my schedule and talking with people. And one of them said, I hope that this is the end and I'll be swept away and, I won't have to go through any of the suffering. And then, and she's a Christian. So she's, talking about, oh gosh, I'm brain farting so much recently. She's talking about,
Rapture. They call it the rapture.
Yes, thank you. That was the word I was searching for. And then I saw another thing that talked about a virus antidote. So I'm really curious to know as things unfold, and I get more educated because I'm playing catch up. I've actually had a busy week this week, so I'm playing catch up.
Yeah, there you go. Try that.
I was a nurse for over 20 years, and I left a couple of years ago to really focus on healing. And the last 6 weeks or so, I've been in a real stage of intense self-healing and divine healing. And before all of this kicked off, I've been in a very quiet place, and I'm feeling really strong. But I had this urge and pull to go back to be a nurse, and I'm not going to do that. I feel there's other ways that I can help, and that's why I'm here. And I've been offering yoga to people online over the last week every day, and I'm just here to learn other ways to help the collective.
You also help. All right. Okay.
I ran too, and I had the urge last week to go back to the hospital and help, but then I also had a little bit aha moment that I probably can apply myself a little bit differently. So yeah, I understand what you're saying about going back and help being a nurse.
It's a little hazardous at the moment. So.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anyone else? Layla, do you want to say anything? You just joined us. Don't know if you can hear us. No? Okay. Any other people? Otherwise I'll start. Michael?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
So I'm based in Switzerland, for those that don't know me. And I have to say that it seems to be pretty calm over in Switzerland. I don't get a sense that there's a lot of panic. There seems to be a good amount of transparency in terms of communication. Things are kind of continuing, but in a quieter way. But the Swiss are pretty quiet anyway, right? So I guess I see this, this as an opportunity to maybe feel a little bit about what it's like for other people. There's my own internal process that's going on in the background, and I think a lot of people do have this kind of underlying anxiety around the uncertainty. relatively speaking, I think it's pretty good for us over here. So I'm interested to know how it is for other people, and I've been interested to hear, you know, the comments coming from other people in the last minutes. And I think it's an opportunity for me as well to connect in a sense of community with like-minded people as well, and to feel that there's a bigger picture and that we're all playing our role in that bigger picture. As a last comment, my heart really goes out to you know, some of you out there, particularly in countries like India, where it's a very, very different sense of reality. So thank you for sharing your reality with.
Okay, thank you, Michael. Anyone else? Last chance? No? Okay, well, we'll start. So we're going to do the meditation as follows. We're going to do what's called a unified chakra meditation. So this is for some of you guys who are not familiar with it. It's a meditation where we're going to create a ball of light in our heart chakras. And we're in the third dimension here. We're going to expand all the way up to source, which is in the 12th dimension, okay, to the 14th chakra, above and below us. So we connect multi-dimensionally to all that we are. So I'll just show you a few diagrams just to give you a bit of structure of how we're doing this. So basically what we're going to do is take ourselves from the third dimension. We're going to expand and connect to all of ourselves. So we're all come from source ultimately. This is the 12th dimension. And there was an out breath of consciousness to create all the dimensions here. So we're going to connect from the small us here and these little bodies here to the vast us. We're all part of this. And by connecting to the oneness of the multidimensional part of ourselves, when we connect to the oneness of everything, we can manifest pretty much anything we want if it's in divine order, and if we do it in a group, it's extremely powerful. All right, that's what we're going to do there. And then what we're going to do is that we're going to connect all our hearts together in oneness as a group, and then we're going to connect all the hearts of all of humanity. We're going to unify all of humanity. And then we're going to connect to the Christ consciousness grid. It's the grid of consciousness around the earth at the edge of space. And that's where all humans are connected to it. So we're collectively connected to that grid. Every species has a grid. And so we're going to take the whole consciousness grid of humanity, and then we're going to focus on manifesting perfect health for every human on earth. Okay, and we're also going to focus on the virus's DNA turning to love at the same time. And by connecting to this grid, we access everybody. Okay. And the way the manifestation will work is that there are 3 phases to it. So one group consciousness, these 3 phases of the manifestation. We're going to breathe from our base chakra. We're going to breathe up to our crown, and we're going to make the sound ah, which is one of the sounds of God. And then we'll do that for a while. And then we're going to breathe from there out to the oneness of all that is, and feel how it would be as if it's a done deal, as if everyone is in perfect health. The virus is turned to love. There's unity and love in the world. Because that's how we transform this fear-based reality which has been imposed upon us in a very planned way. So do that for a while and see how that feels, and whatever is in you, your fears may come up, all sorts of emotions may come up, and that's fine, because we're going to then clear those later on. The idea is to trigger anything deep in you that's stopping you really maximizing the ability to create love in the world and unity in the world. Because that's our greatest power, is to be unified as a race. And then for the 3rd stage of the meditation, we're going to then breathe from the base chakra out to oneness, and we're going to feel gratitude for it already being done. It's very important not to focus on having no virus, because you focus on the virus, there's no virus, you actually create more of it. Because the universe doesn't understand negative, so you focus on the positive outcome here. The positive outcome is unity, love especially in the DNA of the virus, and a unified humanity running it in unconditional love. Okay, so that will go up into the Christ consciousness grid and will have a big effect, because there's these 30 of us here, 29 of us, plus a whole bunch of other people will do this later as well. And the transmission will be retained in the video. So if you do it again, you feel the same thing. Okay, that's essentially what we're going to do. And then I will, for some of the guys who are not familiar with divine healing, I'll explain a bit of that, what we're actually doing. Then I'll do divine healing clearing on the fears, whatever comes up in you, I will clear that, and you'll be in a better space to continue this process later on. Okay, so normally for this manifestation process, you do it at sunrise, wherever you are, but I've already automatically set the energy so that it'll be sunrise for your geographic location, but I will post in the YouTube description how to figure it out for exactly where you are, because there's specific Vedic programs which can tell you the exact time of sunrise and sunset. Okay, so that's actually what we're going to do. Any questions? That's a summary of what they've told me so far. Everyone clear on that? Okay, all right, so close your eyes, and if you've got shoes on, take them off and have your feet flat on the ground. You ground, and we're going to start this. All right. Closing your eyes is very important so that your mind doesn't think about, well, what's he on about? And doesn't analyze this. You need to go into the right brain. You're going to go feeling feminine space here with us. And when we breathe here, we breathe through our mouths so that we stay in our body. Breathing through the nose keeps us in our head. So I'd like you to begin to breathe through your mouth. Breathe deep into your body. And create a glowing ball of ultraviolet light in the center of your heart. Of soul energy. Breathe the ultraviolet light into the center of your heart and expand it to encompass the throat chakra and the solar plexus, forming one unified field of light within, through, and around your body. Breathe your awareness into the center of your heart and expand and encompass the brow chakra and the navel chakra, forming one unified field of light within, through, and around your body. Breathe your awareness into the center of the heart and expand and encompass the crown chakra and the base chakra in one unified spherical ball of brilliant ultraviolet light. Breathe your awareness into the center of the heart and expand and encompass the astral, causal, and electromagnetic bodies, forming one unified field of light within, through, and around your body. Breathe your awareness into the center of the heart. And expand and encompass the Alpha Chakra, one hand length above the crown and slightly forward. And the Omega Chakra, one hand length below the base of your spine, forming one unified field of light within, through, and around your body. And allow the waves of Metatron to vibrate between the Alpha and the Omega chakras and to merge with the astral, causal, and the astral and causal bodies, the etheric body, to create the kingdom. Breathe your awareness into the center of your heart. Expand and encompass your 8th chakra directly above the crown and the upper thighs, forming one unified field of light within, through, and around your body. And allow the emotional body to merge with the physical fields. Breathe your awareness into the center of the heart. And expand and encompass the 9th chakra, 2 hand lengths above your crown and your lower thighs, forming one unified field of light within, through, and around your body. And allow the mental body to merge with the physical fields. Breathe your awareness into the center of the heart and expand and encompass the 10th chakra, 3 hand lengths above the head and your knees, forming one unified field of light within, through, and around your body. And allow the spiritual body to merge with the physical fields to create the throne. Breathe your awareness into the center of the heart and expand and encompass the 11th chakra, 4 hand lengths above the head and the upper calves, forming one unified field of light within, through, and around your body. And allow the oversoul to merge with the throne. Breathe your awareness into the center of the heart. Expand and encompass the 12th chakra way above your head and your lower calves, forming one unified field of light within, through, and around your body. And allow the Christ oversoul to merge with the throne. Breathe your awareness into the center of the heart and expand and encompass the 13th chakra way above your head and your feet, forming one unified field of light within, through, and around your body. And allow the I Am Oversoul to merge with the throne. Breathe your awareness into the center of your heart and expand and encompass the 14th chakra way above your head and way below your feet, forming one unified field of light within, through, and around your body. and allow Source to merge with the throne. Breathe your awareness into the center of the heart. And allow the highest frequencies of your spirit to descend from the 10th chakra level 3 hand lengths above your head into your crown chakra, into your heart chakra, to radiate out into the kingdom. So you're grounding into your spirit. Breathe in and out of that unified field from here in the 3rd dimension all the way out to Source in the 12th dimension. Feel the vastness of who you are. And now I'd like you to send a stream of that ultraviolet light from your heart to everyone in this webinar. There's 30 of us here. Do this now with intention, and it will be. It'll be so. Feel our hearts connecting. Feel a group consciousness beginning to form. Feel the power of the energy flowing between all of us as one group consciousness. Breathe in and out of that consciousness. And now I want you, from our combined group consciousness, to send a stream of light from this combined consciousness up to the Christ consciousness grid at the interface between the atmosphere and space. Do this now. Let's connect to that with our intention. This surrounds the entire earth. This is how we influence human consciousness. You may feel expansion as we connect. You feel that connection ignite with the Christ consciousness grid. And now I want you to connect with intention. Our group of 29 here, or 30, to every human being on earth, or 7 billion. Feel our energy from our group consciousness connect to 7 billion souls on earth. Feel us unify with them. And I'd like you to send unconditional love, this pure acceptance of everyone exactly as they are, from our connection to all of humanity. And feel the unity start to form between all of us and humanity. You may feel like there's a pulsation of the energy as we connect. And as we start to become one with all of humanity, also send love, unconditional love, into the DNA of all coronaviruses, wherever they are in the world. In people, on surfaces, externally to the world, in a lab, wherever it is. Send love to every human being. So if they have the virus, it goes into the virus as well. Become aware of any judgment you have of the virus, any fear. Letting go these low frequency emotions and judgments is how we transform this. If we see there's something to be feared, it will get stronger. See the world living in unity and harmony. Focus on this is a done deal. This reality has been created. And now I'd like you to begin to focus on your base chakra. This is our chakra of creative power. I'd like you to switch your microphones on, so we're going to do this together now. The sound of ah. It's more powerful, we can hear each other. Only if you want it, but the more the better. Imagine a ball of energy of this reality, of this manifestation we've created, moving from the base up to the crown, and make the sound of ah as you do this. We're going to clear the pathway through the pranic tube, so let's do this now. Ah. Something didn't like that. Ah. Ah. Same manifestation. This the feelings to come up as you do this. Okay, from the base chakra at the crown to oneness. Ah. 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 Yourself expand. Now, what do you feel? Whatever they are. Creating unconditional love, creating unity. It's already done. Same sound, but this from the base out the crown to oneness. But this time, just feel the gratitude that this is all done. Everyone's in perfect health. The virus has turned to love. Everyone's connected and unified, bring at the highest possible level of consciousness and unity. Here we go. Feel that gratitude. It's all done. Ah. Perfect health for life. Just relax. Unity. Unconditional love and all the DNA of the virus. A better world has been created. Just be conscious of whatever feelings come up, keeping your eyes closed. It's okay, whatever they are. You can go into mute again, guys, as well. As you breathe, I'm going to start vibing on you. If you all go on mute, that'll be great because we get all the background noise. We're going to first clear energetic interference. And this comes from the astral plane. This comes from the barrier between the third dimension and the fourth dimension. It comes from here. There's lots of energy interference at this point here. Prevent us accessing higher consciousness. So when we do that, it starts to play up, tries to stop us moving forward with the manifestation. So we're going to clear a whole bunch of it, which may have got disturbed by what we're doing. So just, we'll be doing this quietly, but just breathing through your mouth and feel what happens. We're first going to clear earthbound souls. These are beings who left the physical body but are attached to us because we carry a similar issue that their host body used to have. So here we go. I'll be doing this quietly now. Feel a shift. Now we're going to clear high-dimensional extraterrestrial presences who tend to observe us to try and understand how we work, especially our emotions. I'm going to clear them now. Now we're going to clear any remaining distance, entities or other attachments, pretty much anything else which could have astrally affected us. Yeah. Feel the energy shift as they leave. Archangel Michael's taking his beings and energies to the light. Now I want you to become aware of any fear you felt around this whole situation. Just allow it to arise. A lot of this is past life stuff. Breathe through your mouth to feel whatever fear may be there, and it's okay. It's natural to have fear in a situation like this. Feel how it affects you. I'm cautious when I go outside walking for my one bout of exercise every couple of days. Even I feel it. Feel where it resides in your body. So the more we can target this, the deeper the clearing. So I want you with intention to connect to all the past lives where you died from plague, disease, some small unseen bug. We've all had it. Probably multiple lifetimes. So just energetically connect with them. Just your intention will bring them up in your consciousness. Because divine healing is all about what we're using here. Ask and you shall receive. So you bring attention to something and conscious feeling to it. We can then shift it with divine healing command codes. That's what we're going to do. I've got 3 more past lives, a couple of plague ones and a black death that come up. Just being aware of them isn't more than enough to get cleared. Breathing into that. And do the past life command code, past life death command code together. Would you repeat after me? You can open your eyes if you like. I've got it on the screen if you want to see it. Might make it easier for some of you. Higher self. Actually, switch your microphones on as well. It's the other thing, yeah. And then repeat after me. Higher self. Please clear and heal and integrate all these files and memories, including all cellular memories, the DNA, and the subatomic levels. Zoom keeps dropping out. I'll go back to that again. Start again. Start again. Self. You can do this with me if you want. I'm switching microphones on. Please clear and heal.
Please clear and heal.
All these files and memories.
And integrate all these
files and memories.
Including all cellular memories.
Including all cellular memories.
The DNA.
The DNA.
And the subatomic levels.
And the subatomic levels.
I'm now ready to heal all these traumatic deaths.
I am now ready to heal all these traumatic deaths.
by viruses,
and
viruses,
bacteria,
and bacteria,
and my fear at this time.
and my fear
this time,
At all levels and dimensions,
at
all
all
levels and
dimensions,
time frames,
time frames,
realities,
and
universes.
Let's pause there. Let that shift. I command that any small fragment
I command that any soul fragment
held with these memories
Held with
these
memories,
are now returned to me,
are now returned to me,
fully whole and intact as appropriate.
fully
whole
whole
and
and
intact as appropriate.
Welcome these soul fragments back.
I welcome these soul fragments back.
Just pause there. Allow them to come back. They could be anywhere, in different dimensions. They just broke off. So they become more whole with this. I command that the whole holographic matrix be repaired.
I command that the whole holographic matrix be repaired
Through all layers and levels.
through all layers and levels,
Then brought into full alignment,
and then
Brought
brought
into full alignment,
integration,
integration,
and balance.
and balance,
To allow for wholeness to emerge.
to allow for
wholeness to emerge.
What happened there?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's complete.
How are people feeling so far? A little pause, it's a little chicken. We keep going. Who wants to share how they're feeling after that manifestation and that clearing of the layer of the fear?
I still have an hour left.
Who's speaking? Oh, Charlotte. You go for it, Charlotte.
It's quite emotional.
Yeah.
They generally, it has been a funny one. I've been quite light and happy, and then today I kind of, before this session, I was asleep for 3 hours. So I feel like higher self knew this was coming this evening and was preparing us. Because it's quite a heavy one. It was, I feel much better, thank you.
Okay. Anyone else want to share how things have been so far with the manifestation? Tina?
I actually want to touch on all of us performing ah together. That's one of my favorite sounds. And I say that when I hear it, when people make that sound at the end of a massage, because I know I've done a good job. And so rather than concentrating on the sound of the sound, I was concentrating as I was doing it on the feeling of the sound. And I got dizzy and I wanted to giggle, and it just was pure pleasure for me. And I that surprised me. And to be able to hear the beautiful sounds coming from some of you guys, it was just, I thought it was wonderful. And that I've done the command code that we just finished, and that was a huge helper last week when I finally did it, because I was struggling with fear. And so anyway, thank you so much. I appreciate being able to participate with all of you in what we've done so far.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else want to share their experience so far?
I agree.
Who's that? Melissa.
Oh, that was, yeah, that was me.
Melissa, then Theru. Go for Melissa.
Okay, I agree. It was amazing to experience it all. There's so much energy running through my body, and I'm newer to meditation, so just kind of feeling all the shifts through my body and everything and doing it together. I've previously done one off of YouTube from you, so experiencing it live was absolutely amazing. So thank you.
Okay, thank you, Melissa. Theru?
It was incredibly powerful. I still feel the connection very strongly. Still a lot of power flowing through. there's still a deep sense of feeling lost and confusion as to the unknown that I'm picking up.
Yeah.
That's still remained. Yeah.
Okay. Well, we're collectively going through a reset here, spiritually, economically, financially. The whole system is being reset, which is why there's this uncertainty. Which way is this going to go? No one actually knows. But it's up to us collectively to focus on where we do want to go, which is why we're doing this. So it's not about waiting for someone to do it for us. It's about taking charge and creating the reality we desire. Because the powers that be haven't been doing a very good job of creating the reality we desire for a very long time.
Is there any way, Nicolas, in this meditation for us with permission to ignite the spark within every soul that gives us permission to do so, to help find their way? You know, that inner light that's going to help them find their way and connect with their true sense and their original blueprint, so to say.
Well, a lot of people have had a lot of time to spend at home. And once I've got over the novelty of that and coping with homeschooling and all the other things some people have had to do, according to my friends, tearing the hair out, people have had more time to be some people have had time to be a little more introspective and look at, well, what's really important? It's not all this external stuff out in the world, not chasing all this money, all these ego-based desires, which are never ending. It's about relationships and connection and love ultimately, and real purpose, real soul purpose. So I think that triggers already their theory for real, what's really important. It's been one of the gifts of this for a lot of people, from what I can see. So if we could take that and help people from that viewpoint, but I think it's when someone's ready, really. Someone's got to be ready, and a lot of people are going to wake up and discover the truth of what's really been going on in the world, and their lives will be turned upside down. So when there's a period of chaos like that, you guys could go on mute who are not talking, so we're getting a bit of background. Thanks. That's the time for change, because growth, conscious growth, comes from chaos and stress, which we have both. That's an opportunity to take it to a higher level. So it's more about our individual connection with people who are in that state and are looking for some answers, because no one else is going to give it to them. The government's not really going to give it to them. It's up to us, for those we know, to connect and help them get clear. Well, gently, what's really important for you, and getting to that. That's the way we can do that. And you can do this meditation, you can adjust it and focus on people getting to their real purpose if you want. Whatever your part in this is.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
Does that help?
It does. Thank you.
Because I have friends like in my men's group who would never think about this stuff, but they joined my WhatsApp group and wanted to know what's going on, because they know something really important is going on, and asking me a lot of questions, because they trust me and they can see something serious is happening. They want to know. So they've broken out of the box of, I don't know, being in the tank of goo like Neo in the Matrix. These guys have come out of the goo and say, what's happening? Because it's not business as usual, and we won't return to business as usual either, I don't think. It's a different world which we are co-creating. It's up to us to co-create this new world. Not wonder what's going to happen, let's go and create it. That's the key. Because there's a lot of us here. There's a lot of light workers who can do that. There's great power in our group, ability of a group to manifest things. Far more. It's the biggest secret held from us, our collective ability to manifest whatever we want. Which is why we feed fear-based things like this virus, so that we will create more fear. But if we do the opposite, we'll create something else. So, anyone else want to share anything about that? About their experience of that manifestation? Okay, Carly?
Previously, when I thought of the virus, I thought of something very strong and red, because the virus is depicted as red. But ever since we've done this meditation, I can just think of it as very cuddly and pink. So I hope somehow we've managed to change the DNA. So instead of being all powerful and angry, the virus is now pink and fluffy and cuddly and all these nice things.
Yeah, well, that was the idea, is to
So I hope
transform them.
we've done something so that we can heal the people who are affected by it.
Yeah, that's the idea here. That's the idea. Anybody else? Janet? Then Valerie?
While we're doing the healing, I just felt extremely full, and I could hear my pulsing in my head, and I just felt full of vibration, and yeah, very, very powerful experience. And I drew a card earlier. It's my birthday, and I drew an oracle card, and it was passion for purpose, which is really a coincidence, but you might say, but feels really significant.
Yeah, I don't think it's an accident. Valerie, did you want to say something? Sort of waved your hand a bit there.
Yeah, no, I can. I felt fuzzy. My head was feeling fuzzy, and then it turned into a bit of a headache, but a very slight one, and then it left. But yeah, initially, I don't know if it was the high and hyperventilation. I don't know, but I felt lightheaded, and then it hit me with a headache, and then it's gone.
Okay, good. Yeah, a lot of stuff.
And a lot of yawning, and I was not bored. I was just, I guess, clearing.
Yeah, well, yawning is the energy coming out. Do you all feel a little lighter from that? Because a lot of the fear is not just yours; it's a collective fear that you're probably processing as well. So, Graham, you have your hand up there.
Just wanted to share that I saw a vision of a bit like the virus going out into space and into light and being absorbed by the light of this planet. And the virus was followed and entangled with the microchips that people want to put in vaccines and things. So that was going with it as well. So it was all kind of plain to begin with, and then I then saw it all entwined with hearts going with it.
Yeah.
And then ultimately I also saw those people whose agenda does not match the rest of us on the planet. I also saw them encased in hearts and being taken off the planet as well. So I took that as a good sign.
Something's shifted. It feels lighter, the energy.
Yeah.
Something's definitely shifted. Anyone else want to share anything before we do the next part? This is just to give you a bit of a break from the energy, girly.
Nicolas, for me, the meditation was very, very, very powerful. I actually had the vision of Buddha, and I really felt Buddha's energy transmuting into the world. That was very powerful for me.
Okay, thank you. My grandmother was a Buddhist. So, all right. Any other ones? Okay, so if you want to do this yourself, the meditation, you normally do it in 20 minutes, split it equally between approximately 7-minute sections. So you do the first 7 minutes at sunrise, or you can say, if you can't reach sunrise, you say, Mother, Father, God, time shift to whatever time sunrise is. And I'll put the links to find sunrise on the YouTube video. And so you start a few minutes before to do the unified chakra. Then you spend 7 minutes. It's best to have a countdown timer either on your phone or on a stopwatch or on a watch. Watch is better, then you don't actually have to look at your phone. And then so you do that R sound from the base to the crown for 7 minutes with a feeling of it already being done. In the next second 7 minutes, you do from R, from the creative center, the base, to the crown and out to oneness. And then you also feel how it will be. as it's already done, if it's done. Then the third 7 minutes is from the base, crown, out to oneness, but in this case you're connecting to gratitude that it is definitely all done. And you be with whatever emotions come up. Okay, this is how you create this. This is for manifestation. This is an Indian version form of this. I'll put all the links on how to find out more about it. It's based on the Dyer book, which I've adapted a lot. It's what I use to create my business. So if you do that consistently, say for consecutive days, only 5-7 days, you build up an energy field of that manifestation. Things start to happen. You can use this for anything you want to manifest, but in this case, we're using it to create perfect health. Okay, and the transition from dark to light at sunrise is very powerful for manifestation. So you can try and do it there if you can. Okay, otherwise you just set the intention, as I just said, you go back in time and you send the energy to that time. It's later in the day. Okay, so that's actually how you create this. All right.
What are the words? Mother, Father, God. What did you say?
Nicolas? Mother, Father, God.
Yes.
I command a time shift to. In this case, it was something like 5:37 a.m. and 15 seconds for me just outside London and Walton on Thames. So you got to find out where you are, and I'll put a link for the Vedic program which tells you that.
Okay.
Standard internet sunrise and sunsets are out by 20 minutes, and you don't want to use those. You need to use a proper program. You can actually enter your address. It will tell you the precise time for your address.
I'm sorry, Nicolas, because your accent is a little different and my accent is different. I understand what you said. I come Mother, Father.
You say Mother, Father, God.
Okay.
I command a time shift.
Yes.
To, you say whatever time it is. Sunrise at my location, 5:15 a.m. Okay.
Thank you.
That's how you do that. So that is the morning process. Now I'm going to teach you the evening process. So the morning process is manifestation. Okay, whatever you desire. And the evening process is where you give gratitude for what has already come to pass. And that gratitude can be for anything, but in this case, it's better to have gratitude for perfect health for everybody, the virus is loved, unity, unconditional love in this case. Okay, so you do this at sunset, and you can also find that in the program I'll post. But in this case, we use the sound of Om, and we still do a 20-minute cycle, say 3 to 7 minute chunks. And the first one is Om from the base to the crown, just to clear out the pranic tube. In this case, we're going to do Om, gratitude for unity, perfect health, a loved virus. And then we're going to get the second 7 minutes. We'll just do a few minutes each, just so you've got a feel for it. Second Om, you go from base to crown, out to oneness, as if it's already done. Because when you have gratitude, your heart opens to source, and that source energy comes through you and starts to create that reality around you. The third 7 minutes, which will just be a few minutes in our case, you say Shalom. You go Shalom from the base, move the energy out to the crown, out to oneness, and again feel gratitude. So this is very, very potent. Okay. All right. So this gives that a shot, and then I'll integrate you a little bit with some energetic nutrition for divine healing, and then that'll be the main process done. Okay.
Nicolas, is Grilline. I have a question.
Yeah.
So the morning process of manifestation. So you can do any personal manifestation that
you can do
want in your life.
Anything you want with it. Okay, but it has to be one specific manifestation. You need to do it maybe for a week at a time. So you build up the manifestation energy to create it. Don't sort of change it every day, otherwise the universe gets a bit confused because you haven't built up enough consistent energy for one thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
The key thing is you do it as if it's already done. Well, how do you feel when the situation is completed? Okay.
Okay.
It's very important, and it's important not to say I don't want this, because you'll get it if you do that, because the universe doesn't understand a negative. That's a very important thing. There must be no negatives in the manifestation. It's a state of being more that you've got to focus on.
So it should be, the manifestation should be like a structured sentence, like I want this.
No, want means you always want. It's more I desire.
I desire. Okay.
Desire is a key word.
Desire. Okay.
Yeah. Because if you just say want, that's all you're going to be doing, wanting something to happen. And it never will happen. So
I desire, and then you finish what the sentence.
Whatever that is, yeah.
Okay.
It's better to feel it, how that will be. You just sit in the state of it being completed. Feeling is the most powerful way of doing this. But have a statement as well. Just you need something in there.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. All right. So, Mariella, can we have this written? This? Yeah, I'll write down the manifestation, the time shift on the YouTube video, which I'll email out later. Let me take another bit. Okay, so let's do the last half of this. It won't take long. So everyone close your eyes. Breathe into the unified field. Switch your microphones on because we're going to do this together. Oms together are really good. I want you to focus on feeling the gratitude that everyone is in perfect health. The virus is unconditionally loved. All humanity is unified. We're creating a better world out of this big, great awakening that's happening. So this is the first third now. So we go from the base chakra to the crown. And we go together. To the crown, out to oneness with the Om and feeling gratitude. Second phase. Gratitude for oneness, gratitude for perfect health. third phase, we're going to do the shalom from base up to oneness, as it's already done. Perfect health, unity, unconditional love, energy in the virus, complete connection of all humanity as one. Shalom. Shalom. Keeping your eyes closed and just feeling gratitude. Just sit in that gratitude. It's perfect health for everybody. The virus has been loved. There's unity in the world. We're in a new state of being, a higher state of consciousness. Feel how expanded you are. And now I'm going to infuse some nutrition. It'll be the optimal nutrition for whatever you guys need. It's energetic nutrition, vibrational transmission to help integrate what we've done this evening. So healing team, we get great thanks for the infusion of optimal nutrition. Everyone on this webinar, live and in the future. Please code this now. Optimal absorption, utilization, detoxification, assimilation, distribution, biochemical functioning, health, well-being, and homeostasis balance. Please adjust all pathways to clear any toxicity to facilitate maximum detoxification and biochemical functioning. Thank you. Just breathe that in. It'll sort of settle your system down. Okay. Okay, just absorb that. Open your eyes now when you're ready. Excuse me. Okay, feel a bit more expanded? Yeah. Anyone would like to share how that was? Charlotte, are you waving at me?
Oh, no, but I can say
Yeah. Go on.
It's so lovely when you do it with a group. When you do the chanting with a group, you feel the resonance so much more. It's really lovely. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Anyone else want to share how that was? I feel sort of buzzy actually myself. Colleen?
I feel very dizzy. I have since we finished the first one, and my heart is just so full of gratitude for all of you and just gratitude for what we've manifested. It's amazing. I'm exhausted.
Thank you. Well, you guys can do this individually or work with others. You can do this process. Okay. If you, in some, or quite a few of you are divine healing practitioners, and you can actually clear whatever comes up. I think the past life fear is the big one I discovered for people. That's what's really locking people up with this thing, because it comes out of the cell because we've been through plagues and disease things in the past. Okay. Anyone else want to share how that was? Angela?
Yeah, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, loud and clear.
Okay. In the first one, I was actually getting resistance in my throat, which is interesting.
Yeah.
And I haven't felt fear at all during any of this stuff. I've actually felt irritation and frustration.
Yeah.
Because it just feels so unreal and I haven't got the patience for it. And I've been feeling mighty pissed off about it all, actually. Yeah. And not just about being restricted, just I wish this would all hurry up and play out. Let's just be done with it.
Well, I think it is playing it seriously. I mean,
yeah.
It's seriously going to play out.
Yeah, I know. But I mean, it's kind of been drawn out so much. But I've done so much clearing that I've not suffered with the fear unless it's been other people's initially, coming in the waves. But after the first clearing on the second one, I just felt completely neutral, which is so nice because all of this week since Monday, I've had a lot of energy playing out and I've had to go and do some serious hard landscaping in the garden to burn off that energy.
Yeah.
Which worked. This is how I move energy through the body. Yeah. Digging and things like that. And but this is just kind of really utilized the energy in a really nice way. And this is what I was aiming for. Yeah. Because, I don't get to connect with group energy very often. So thank you.
Yeah, it's important to keep connecting because being isolated makes us feel the smallness of being an individual, but there's a vast power in being a group.
Yeah.
Thank you. Anyone else want to share? Michael?
On the first one, there was a lot of, when we were talking about past lives, a lot of scenes of death and destruction, which came up, strangling, a sense of evil.
Yeah.
And then curiously at the end of it all, at the end of that session, as you know, I've got a bit of a problem with the right side of my face. It felt lighter, as if something had temporarily lifted.
Or permanently lifted, maybe some layers gone.
maybe. And in the second one, it felt soothing on my stomach, because the first one kind of churned up, I think. I guess I was feeling fear.
Yeah.
And the second one felt more soothing on the stomach. As if it had been nourished with something towards the end.
Well, more source energy comes in. Gratitude opens the heart. It bypasses the ego completely, and source energy comes in. It basically just reabsorbs deep layers of separation. It's very healing, the last one. It's very powerful.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Anyone else want to share how that works? Everyone's had their say? Okay. All right. So, thank you for coming along. And just for those guys who are who are not familiar with the work, I will just, if you're interested in sort of learning about divine healing, I'm not going to go through all the details of it, for what we normally do. If you're interested in learning how divine healing works, okay. I just have to find the right page for that. Where is it? Go to the divinehealingtraining.com if you want to learn the techniques we've used today to clear a lot of the stuff. Okay. We run this online. There's one in June, 25, 28 June, if you're interested. So you can find out more about that. Okay, but a lot of the guys here come tonight who are practitioners and are familiar with this. It's very useful, especially in this time of great change, to really clear whatever comes up, because the more we clear, when we do manifestation, it ambushes, it pushes out all the programming which is in the way of the manifestation. So we focus on what we desire, and then we clear what comes up in the ego to stop us. And then what we desire gets closer and closer. This is general manifestation, but specifically for this one, especially the fear, is very useful to clear. Okay, so these tools come from Source, and they're designed to get us home. This whole awakening process is a major shift to getting home, a major shift of coming together. You know, they said the meek shall inherit the earth. Well, this is what's going on right now. This is part of the process. Taking back the power, sovereignty. Any final questions or comments before we finish, people? It's been lovely working with you. Thank you so much for so many of you turning up, and to everyone else who registered who can't come because of the time zone, probably. Valerie, were you just hugging the cat? Wasn't a question, no. Okay.
The cat is just very present. She loves the energy always.
I can see that.
Yeah,
so,
every time.
All right. No other questions? All right. Well, thank you. I'll get the video out to you next day or two so you can play it again. Be aware it'll be just as strong as we do it now. So you don't really want to be driving too much. You need to be, in a meditative, centered space. All right. Thank you.
Nicolas,
Take care.
would you send the links as well to all the manifestations?
I will put under the description all the things you need to actually do this yourself.
Okay, lovely. Thank
Different
you.
books and links for getting the timings right. So it'll be all there. Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you.
Stay safe.